When analyzing business transactions to see how they affect the accounting equation, we ask ourselves three fundamental questions. They are very simple questions. We shall ask ourselves what happened. We ask ourselves that to be certain of what really happened. Then also we need to ask what accounts have been affected. We ask ourselves that question so that we are able to identify the accounts that have been affected, so that we are able to classify them either as assets or liabilities or owner's equity. Then also we need to ask ourselves how the accounting equation is affected by the transaction. This we do so that we are able to determine which account has increased and which account has decreased, so that we ensure that at the end of the day, the accounting equation is balanced. At the end of the day, the total assets should always be equal to the total liability. So let's get started. We have Kisembo invested 200,000 in cash in the business. So we need to ask ourselves which accounts have been affected by this transaction. Kisembo has invested money. So the two accounts that have been affected here, we are seeing cash. And here cash has been affected. So we have cash has been affected. From our asset side, we have this as cash. We have cash of 2 million that has been invested in the business. So this cash that has been supplied by Kisembo, who so happens to be the owner of the business, is now received in the business as cash. Cash is an asset, and so this cash is actually capital, and capital is more like the investor or the owner's interest in the business. So here, this side we have capital, and this capital is 2 million. So you find that the capital is 2 million, cash is 2 million. When we add up the two sides, you find that the total this way, the total assets is 2 million, and it's the same here, 2 million. So the assets and the liabilities plus owner's equity, this side is equal to that side. They both have 2 million shillings, and the accounting equation has balanced. So we go on to the next transaction. The next transaction says purchase of a business laptop at 1,200,000 cash. So when you look at this transaction, what has happened is that there has been a purchase of a business laptop. What is affecting, what two accounts have been affected in this transaction? You'll find that the two accounts that have been affected, we have cash that is worth 1.2. So in other words, we got this cash and we bought laptop worth 1.2 million. So it means that cash is going to be affected in such a way that cash is going to reduce, because we are going to use this cash to buy a laptop worth 1.2 million. So cash is going to reduce. But then when we use this cash to buy a laptop, so it means that the business has received a laptop. So if the business has received a laptop, it means that now we have a new asset called laptop. And this is going to increase by the said amount. So how is this going to play out in our accounting equation? So cash, remember, is going to reduce by 1.2. So this was 2 million shillings. We are subtracting minus 1.2. When we subtract because cash was used to buy, it reduced by 1.2. So it means we are having 800,000 cash remaining. So it means that in our asset column now, things are going to start looking like this. Our cash has reduced and it has remained as 800,000. Cash has reduced and it's now 800,000 because the 1.2 has been used to buy another asset called laptop. And this laptop that has been bought is worth 1.2. So these are the two that have been affected, and we have sorted them out here. As far as the owner's equity is concerned, the capital is still 2 million. It has not been affected. And when you add the two sides of the accounting equation, 1.2 plus 8 million gives you 2 million. And also here, capital is still 2 million. So the two sides of the equation still balance. It is very important that we're supposed to make sure that the two sides always balance. So let's go on to the next transaction. The next transaction says that bought furniture for 900,000 on credit. Now remember, in our previous transaction, we bought a laptop, 1.2 million cash. When we used cash, the cash in the business reduced and we were able to acquire the laptop. Those are the two items that were affected. This was a cash transaction. However, when you come to this one here, this is not a cash transaction, as you can see. The transaction states that bought furniture for 900,000 on credit. So if it is on credit, it means that cash was not paid immediately, but there was a promise that cash was going to be paid later on. So whenever there is credit, when there is a credit transaction, the two items affected here are, first of all, of course, he bought furniture. So it means that now we have furniture in the business. So that is one item that has been affected. That is actually, this is an asset. Because we have bought this on credit, it means that we are supposed to pay back this money eventually. So it means now we have what we call a payable. Because we have bought this on credit, we are supposed to pay back. So we have the two items affected are furniture and the payable. And the payable in this case is a liability. We are liable to pay back this person who has given us this furniture on credit. Now, sometimes it's called a payables account. You can also call it a creditor, because a person who gives you stuff and allows you to pay back later, that person is a creditor to you. So their account, let's say if the person's name is, let's say, John, you can call them creditor John, or you can just call them payables account. So in this case, I'll use the word payable. It is more relatable because we're supposed to pay back. So, and a payable is a liability. So how does that affect our accounting equation? Well, the assets, in this case, we still have cash, 800,000. We still have the laptop, 1.2 million. However, remember, in this transaction, we bought furniture. So we have furniture worth 900,000. We have furniture worth 900,000. So furniture was affected, and also we got a new liability, a payable. So because we're supposed to pay back that money, since we've not paid cash, it's a liability to the business, and so we have a payable here of 900,000. And of course, the capital still remains intact. It's not affected. When we add the two sides of this equation, we shall end up this side with 2,900,000. And it's the same here. It is 2,900,000. And you realize that the two sides of the equation balance when we add both sides. So that's it for that transaction. We go on to the next the last transaction. So in this transaction, we are being told that he made payment to the furniture supplier in partial payment of amounts payable, 300,000 cash. Now remember, in the previous transaction, we were given furniture on credit. Now right here, they are telling us that we are going to pay part of this debt. We had the debt of 900,000, a payable. Now we are supposed to, we've paid, a payment was made of 300,000 cash. So what are the two items that are affected in this transaction? Of course, when we pay using cash, it means cash has been affected, in the sense that cash is going to reduce. And if cash has been affected, so when we pay this 300,000 to this furniture supplier, it means that our value, our payable, is going to reduce. So it means that our payables, or this liability, is going to reduce by that 300,000. And so it means in this case our accounting equation is going to now become, remember the old items still remain, so our cash reduced by 300,000 because we paid cash 300,000. So it means our cash is no longer 800,000. It's going to reduce by 300,000. When the cash reduces by 300,000, 800,000 minus 300,000, we shall end up here remaining with cash in the business as 500,000. So this is 500,000 cash. Then of course our payables are also going to reduce. Remember, our payables, we were supposed to pay 900,000. If we pay 300,000, it means this is going to reduce to 600,000. So our payable here has reduced to 600,000. And of course, owner's equity remains as it is. It's not tampered yet. And when we add the two sides of the equation, they are supposed to balance. This is 2.6. So you realize that each and every transaction affected two items, and whenever we made the adjustments to those two items that were affected, the accounting equation always balanced. So from those four simple transactions that we have explored, you have been able to see that each transaction that we handled was affecting two items. Either both items were decreasing or both items were increasing, or one of them was increasing and the other was decreasing. And whenever we made the necessary adjustments at the end of the day, the assets were always equal to the liabilities and owner's equity combined. That is about it for the accounting equation. Now, in our next sessions, we are going to do some worked examples that are going to help us explore the different dynamics that could come with how we handle different categories of transactions and how they relate to the accounting equation.